Welcome everybody to the Determined Podcast. My name is Pasta Guy, and here with me today, as always, is the wonderful Cupcake Paints.
E.
E indeed, Cupcake. E indeed. And also with me, as always, is the pretty great Demo Phone. Say hi, Demo.
E.
Great minds think alike. And here with us today as our special guest is Juliacandraw.
Hi, I'm Juliacandraw. Wow, I'm so bad at this already.
Hey, it's okay.
You got this.
We're about as professional as unprofessional people I don't know. I can't think of a good comparison right now.
We're as professional at this as Papyrus is professional at designing puzzles.
Aww.
I'd say cooking spaghetti, but I don't think we're that bad. I mean,
We're as professional as his well-crafted sentry station.
And Santa's snowman.
Snow
Oh my
pile.
god.
Alright.
Anyways, yeah, so, Julia, could you, introduce yourself to people who might not know who you are?
Hello. I'm, as I already said in the beginning, I am Juliacandraw. I'm Juliacandraw, but for short, Julia. I am going to consider myself just a normal artist. I would draw, if I have time, usually, since I'm a student at school. But, yeah, I love Undertale and Deltarune, obviously. And I like to play video games, mostly Nintendo. Yeah, that's all I could say about myself.
Yeah, yeah, so me and Julia met a while ago on the Skybox server, which is the server for Lynx Griffiths' original comic series that's just kind of become her go-to just anything Discord server. And also it's also the same place I met Demo Phone, who's been so great to me, pointing out my various grammar mistakes in my stories.
Oh, yeah.
The grammar, you gotta get that grammar right, you know?
I remember I made this image one time. It's just Pasta Guy's greatest fears, and it was one of them was headlights because, haha, deer icon and all that. The second thing was darkness and all that, and the third thing was a comma, and
Demophone being an English teacher 101.
I did think about being an English teacher at one point when I was in high school.
Oh, well,
I didn't decide to go down that route.
I'm so glad. From what I've heard and stuff, I lucked out on my English teachers at my high school because, I heard horror stories about the English department, and I was just like, "What do you mean? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. My teachers are great and stuff." Apparently, there was just this one teacher that everyone had a bad experience with that luckily I never got with.
That is what I'm worried about for next year. Yeah, I'm worried about that. Because my friends are, I made a senior friend, someone who's a senior in high school, and they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, so you're joining AP Lit, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Be careful if you get this teacher, because if you miss one homework assignment, you instantly go to an F. And I'm like, wait, what? She doesn't care about anybody. And I'm like, well, she said, this girl said she doesn't care about anybody. I'm like, well, I could tell after you just said she likes to bring your grade down to an F if you missed one assignment.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that that I lucked out like that. And the English teachers I've had at my college have been pretty good as well.
Ah, okay. Alrighty.
Uh,
Which...
another
Sorry.
question. Oh, another question for you, Julia. When did you start drawing as like a hobby?
Oh, okay. So I began, as a hobby, I started at the age, I believe at the age of 10. Was my art great? No. Everyone's first few drawings can look a little bit like stick figures or like
I,
spaghetti noodles a little bit, but
I mean, as other people on the stream can see, my art has not evolved past 10-year-old status. I mean, neither has demos either. I mean,
Aw.
Cupcake is the only one here that's like one of the main podcasters that has any sort of artistic talent, at least drawing wise.
I'm all about writing and math.
I guess like at the age of 10, like I started to draw a little bit, but I guess when I started to take things more seriously, it was at the age of 12. Now, did I know how to draw anatomy? Absolutely not. So I had to get like a drawing book. Now, I did not want to draw like the old-fashioned realistic models. I was like, ew, that stuff nasty. I want to draw cool stuff. So I got myself an anime book. And and it was like a semi-realistic one, so I was like, you know what, I get the best of both worlds. I get anime and I get like realistic art. So I practiced that, and did it help? Not really. I guess what helped was just looking at more comics, but other than that, like as I gotten older, I found my own style, and I guess I'm here now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Did demo you go?
I was gonna say, speaking of your art style, what like inspirations shaped your art style?
Inspirations. Ooh, there's a lot. Okay, so my first okay, so if we're going on a timeline here, I wasn't a big fan on watching a lot of anime. What the? I said anime, and I'm like, what the heck? Anime.
Anemone.
Literally.
Can't done it yourself.
Literally. Okay, I haven't watched a lot of anime as a kid, but I did get the anime book, like I said. But artists online that inspired me, like, that helped improve my art style, one of them being Blinks, shout out to you, by the way, TC and Gail Rice, and, I think those are the three that helped me a little bit throughout my, like, trying to find my art style. And then I look at, like, comic books and, like, other things. Like, one of them is a little embarrassing. I read the Majora's Mask manga as one of my inspirations because of the detail and background.
Ooh.
And just, like, how they drew the characters. So, I was like, yeah, I like this. And TV shows, I guess, helped me find, like, my art style, like, a little bit. And then it helped me get inspired. You know.
Any shows specifically, or?
Oh, show specifically. Okay. I would say, okay. The first anime show I watched was Demon Slayer, so that was one of them. The Owl House, and what else is there? Steven Universe, I think, would be another one. So I think
nice.
those are the three shows that helped me build up my art. Yeah. That helped build my art.
Yes. A wild Lynx Griffin has appeared in the chat. Hello.
Alex, how you doing?
Oh. Hey, Lynx.
You inspire people, Lynx. I hope you know that. I mean, I've gone into this before, but she inspired me with how much I loved her Dog to Future Past stuff. Like, there's a lot
that
of
was
like,
a good comic. Yeah, that's a great. I love
there's a lot of fingerprints of that in my Undertale AU and stuff, and just how also a good bit of my Deltarune stuff has been inspired by her work on Paper Trail. So, yeah.
All right. I guess getting more online with like Undertale and Deltarune. Julia, when did you get introduced to Undertale, and like how did you get introduced to it?
Oh boy. Okay, so I am going to have to change the vocabulary usage here. But okay, so I was in 8th grade. I kind of did not know. Like, I think I was just like, man, I am lonely. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go online. And the internet was like, oh, you're lonely? Try this game. It has a little bit of each. And it was Undertale. And it wasn't, long story short, it wasn't just about loneliness. It was quirky. It was funny. Had great characters. And I remember, like, I told my close friend about it, and they're like, dude, did you not realize I was talking about it with you since we were, like, 10? Like, you were? Yeah. Oh. So, I think that helped me, like, open up my path to liking Undertale. Now, this is also when I started figuring out what ships were. I did not know what ships were at the age of 10. Whenever someone's like, oh my god, I love, like, I don't know, like, some random ships from, like, another show, I'm like, who is that? And I would forget about it, but after this game, I quickly learned, oh, never mind, I know what they are now. But, the first one that was, I think, the most common ship in the Undertale fandom was Frisk and Sans, which, I'm sorry to the people who like it out there, but I didn't really like it. I didn't really like that shit, but I liked Undertale because, it had, like, I really liked, like, a lot of the characters that had, like, similar, situations that I was, well, not situations, but similar emotions that I had to deal with as, like, a younger kid. One character I did relate to quite a bit, which is quite depressing. It is quite depressing, but one character that I related to, like, a little bit was Asriel Dreamer. Because he was a lonely little lad, and I was a lonely kid myself. But you know what? Times change. And I think after I just got introduced to Undertale, I also then got into Deltarune, which thankfully the friend that told me, hey, I told you about this game a long time ago, how come you finally got up to it, was starting to like Deltarune. So I was like, hey, we got something to talk about. And I had a few bumps on the road, but along the way I made it here. So yeah, I guess that's how I got into that path, just like angst teenage moment, and I just found this game.
Yeah.
Undertale comes to those who need it.
You make it sound like freaking Mary Poppins, like.
What?
What? Wait, what?
Oh.
I was
see.
thinking it was like that that one quote Dumbledore says, Undertale will always be there for those who ask for it or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Ah, yes.
That's funny.
I just feel like with Undertale and stuff, it does speak to a lot of people, and so does Deltarune. I think Deltarune does speak with a lot more people now because of how it's just like.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I guess with Deltarune, there were like two characters I can relate to, and that is Susie and Noelle.
Mind explain a couple things?
I'm not gonna get into that detail right now, but like, yeah, I related. Out of the two, it's mostly Noelle because, you know, gotta get them straight A's to be a good student. Yeah, I felt that. Awkward silence be like.
Awkward silence. Yep.
Where did Pasta go?
I'm
Pasta,
still
where are you?
here.
What?
I'm sorry that I just went quiet for a second.
Brain loading.
Processing.
Need to do a big
Ah.
thunk right now.
A big think funk. So,
Yeah.
as of when you got into Undertale, what did you think of the Undertale community back then, and what do you think of it now?
Okay, so I had like when I entered it, I'm like, oh my god, there's so many people that are in this community. It's amazing. Now I was in like the Mario community before I went into Undertale, and I'm like, why is there not that many people that like it? Well, I did not search into social media, and thank God I did not go deep into like the Mario community because it's a nightmare. But as I got older, your brain begins to expand, so you're more curious now. So at first it was just like, oh my god, the art that they make is incredible. I wonder what else they got. And I just remember how like eventually I got into like the dark side of the fandom.
Ah, yes.
And let's just say that part was it took me, I think, like, what is it? I think, I guess you could say, like, a few months after I got into the fandom, like, the Undertale and Deltarune fandom, I just was like, I'm just gonna search up, like, my favorite ship. Now, I used to like, Chris and Rouse together in, like, Deltarune, but that has changed. Like, if we're going, like, from then to now, then I used to like that ship. Now I'm not really a big fan of it. But then I searched up something. I'm like, I'm gonna find like sample art so I can try to practice. That was a big mistake because I just scrolled and you get the rest. You get the rest of what happened.
Yeah.
But I think after that, I was a little, like, of course we all hit the moment in a fandom where after we see that moment, like, after we hit that moment, we're like, I'm gonna need to process that for a bit. And now I'm kind of like, you know what, if I enter like, this fandom, like, it's all, any fandom I join into, there's always gonna be that part. I'm just gonna make sure to be careful. But looking back, I'm like, you know what, it's up to them. They like to draw what they like to draw. And it could be that. Good for them. Good for them, is what I usually say.
Yeah.
But my perspective of the game, like, it still hasn't changed. It still, like, means it holds a special place. So, I guess that's the comparison to then and now. Like, then I was, like, just starting to get I just started to get an idea of the internet. Now I'm like, oh, okay. And my perspective of the game still hasn't changed. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Regarding Undertale, just as more so as a game, what were some of your favorite aspects of it?
I like aspects of it. This could be like story and art, right?
Yeah, it could be story, art, gameplay, characters, etc.
Yeah.
I really liked I liked how this was a pixelated game. Because most of the games I played as a kid, like, they were like 3D like games, you know? And so when I played Undertale, I'm like, oh, it's pixelated. I like it. And then like when I learned about the characters, I was like, most of them are so vibrant. Like, why can't we have more of that? You know? And one thing I think I love the most about Undertale is the music. The music, I think, was so good.
Music's poppin'.
Yes.
You know, the music
really
is a lot like a bunch of strawberries ground up with a bunch of sugars and water. That's my frickin' jam.
Like, if you get, like, I don't know, if you get a mix of like metal, string instruments and like sound effects, and blend it all up, it's like that for some reason. That's such a good mixture. And I was like, I was addicted to it when I got into the fandom. Like, addicted, I tell you. Like, I'm telling you, I was addicted to that. Like, I would just come back for seconds, maybe even thirds. And, now I would go back and listen to, like, the music and such. And, yeah, I think one last thing I'd like to say is, like, although, like, I like the art in the game, like, some of the sceneries in Undertale is, like, really nice. My favorite is like, Waterfall. It's, like, I love, that's my favorite, area in Undertale. It's Waterfall. Is it Waterfall? That's the name of the area, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called Waterfall.
Okay. Like, now I haven't had a chance to, like, sit down and draw it, but if I did, it would be amazing to me, because it's a really pretty area. Like, if I were there, I'd just be be staying there for hours. Just looking at the shiny stars that are on the ceiling. They're on the roof. They're, like, above, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what I loved. I guess those are the aspects of Undertale that I really liked. So, yeah, the characters, I like the characters, the music, the background art, and I think that's what I said, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, Cupcake, you said I'm gonna get bonked for that joke? Is it the one about the jam?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Pasta said something about mixing up strawberries with water and sugar because Undertale's soundtrack is his jam. Like strawberry jam.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
You know, that's gonna make a really weird first meetup, Cupcake. Oh, hey, Cupcake, it's so nice to finally meet you in person. Bonks.
Bonk.
What the heck? What the heck? That's for the jam. Now we can continue.
I didn't say what I would bonk you with. Probably something soft.
Yeah,
that's...
yeah, probably
Never mind.
something like, I don't know, like like one of your stuffed toys or whatever.
How dare you say? I would never abuse my plushies in such a manner.
Lightly bapping a friend isn't that much of abuse. At least I don't think it is.
I guess you're right. As long as I get consent, it should be fine.
You know, that's that sounds like that sounds kind of crazy and stuff, especially considering how me and Cupcake and Demo and stuff were basically everybody here is above the age of, like, technically acceptable to talk to stuffed animals, but not gonna lie, I still just sometimes, like, I'll look at, like, when I'm about to leave for a bit, I just look at, like, my figurine of Garnet and Toriel, and I'm just like, you're in charge? That just...
Julia, Tevin
Yes.
Daniels in the chat is asking, do you have a favorite neutral ending in Undertale?
Neutral ending in Undertale. Oh shit. I mean, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna get the one I don't like the most out of the way, and that is where, what is it? Where, Toriel gets overthrown by Undyne.
Oh.
I did not like that one at all. I'm like,
Isn't that if don't you get that if you like kill a bunch of people or something, but still keep
Like-
it a neutral route?
Like, keep it a neutral, yeah. But I guess I don't know why, but, like, if you kill, like, mostly everybody, like, like, even Undyne, except for, like, a few people, right? Like, a few, like, side characters, but you kill, like, the cast, like, Santa's like, it's kind of quiet here. And, like, the last He's like, it's kind of quiet here, and like he says his last line is like, "Go to hell." I think that's my. I don't know why, but that's my. I think that was my favorite one because this last line before he ends the call just says, "Go to hell."
He's just so cold about it.
He's just cold about it. I'm like, your last line to me is "Go to hell." That's amazing.
I mean, he did murder his brother, but
That's true. Oh wait.
And all
yeah,
his
that would
friends.
happen if you killed.
mm,
I think that's how it occurs if he kills his brother.
Mhm.
Because he cares. You know how much Sans cares about his brother.
well, there's one ending I think where if you only kill Papyrus, he talks about how what do you call it? How Toriel like stayed in the ruins and how he goes there and like brings her books or something from the town, and he says something like, "Oh, she says she really wants to meet you again." He's like, "Isn't that nice? I don't have the heart to tell her that you murdered my brother," or something like that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So it's something like that. I don't remember the
Dang.
exact thing.
I'm like trying to remember like some of the neutral endings, but like I don't think I've ever done the neutral path before. I've only done True Pacifist, and I tried to do Genocide, but one, it was hard, and two, I was emotional.
It was hard, both in terms of mechanics and emotionally.
I was just like my brain and my heart were like emotional damage.
Yeah.
So I just stopped, and my parents, like, my mom knew that I liked Undertale, and she was like, "Why do you do this stuff?" I'm like, "Because I'm curious."
Curiosity.
Curiosity Curiosity killed Julia's heart.
Oh yeah.
Like curiosity killed an entire race.
That's true. Yeah, that technically does happen. But I
Kevin
guess
Daniels says there's a Metaton and neutral ending.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
where Medtron becomes king of...
I did not know. Wow, this is how.
Is that like if you kill everyone but spare him?
I think so, yeah.
I did not know that. Interesting. I have to look into some of the neutral endings because I am like completely. I wouldn't say oblivious, but I am a little like, I don't know all these endings except two or three. There's a lot of them.
There's like
I can tell there's like we listed off 5.
Yeah, there's like about 30 of them really because of just how many
30. Oh my god.
There's a lot.
Yeah, because of just how many small differences you can make from the people you let live or die, or the things you do or don't do.
Isn't there one where Papyrus ends up king?
Yes.
Yeah, and he says talks about how he's like he feels all alone, and he says something like, "If you made everyone disappear, or if everyone disappeared, can you make them come back?" or something like that.
Oh, that's so sad.
About that Papyrus, I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Stan says they're all on vacation, but where did they go? Is something like what he says. It's just like, oh no.
They're even further below the ground.
Yeah.
You're saying they went to hell?
No, not like that, not like that. Wait.
It's simple. They went into the Earth's mantle. I'll start digging immediately. And that's how the underground gets wiped out. Just Papyrus just digs down all the way and just lava just spews out of the hole that he makes.
He hits bedrock.
He gets cast into the void.
Oh, hi, Gaster.
How did you end up here? Would you believe me if I told you I just dug a hole? Well, considering the laws of our universe are written by an annoying dog, I guess that doesn't make that doesn't make too much. That makes a little sense. Wait, our universe is created by a dog. Oh, you have no idea how long this rabbit hole goes.
Oh,
Wait,
boy.
is that the same dog that's always stealing my attacks?
Fires have a
There's
drink.
so many-
Hey, Julia.
Yeah?
Or Julia. What are some of your favorite works in like the Undertale community or Deltarune community?
Just drawings in general.
Yeah, drawings or comics or dubs or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could. Okay. So one of my favorite one of my favorites is I think that's kind of recent. I made this is Deltarune we're talking about, but my favorite Deltarune painting I've made is where everyone is at the fair, and they're just being like Susie and Noelle are being cute, and like Chris is just trying to be friendly by giving Birdly a Birdly
Chris
plushie.
Birdly, the plushie with the nipples.
Yes.
Why does he want nipples? Why?
The world may never
don't-
know.
Don't ask questions.
That I don't
you
really
want to
wanna
know
think
the
about.
answer to.
That I really don't.
Who's the drawing? Who it is referring to? I'll put in the.
I just imagine Toby Fox on his deathbed, and he's just
Yeah,
like.
this one.
I just imagine Toby Fox on his deathbed, and he's just like, and he whispers into someone's ear, and it's just like, what were his last words? He told me why Birdly wanted nipples. Why? It was so. I can't take it. It's so beautiful that I can't say it.
Oh my god. But that's one of them. I don't know if I posted an Undertale art before. I tried to make like a lot when I first got when I just started to get into digital art. I did try to make like those drawings that say like fight and mercy. I did try to make one of those paintings, but looking back at it, I'm like, I'm not gonna post that. It's so bad.
I thought you did post Undertale art, although it was on your Deviant art that I think you took
that's
down
deleted.
a while
That's
ago.
deleted. That is
Okay.
deleted. It ceased to exist.
It's
But I don't know if I forgot. I think I deleted it.
it's in the same place that it's in the same place that that one Markiplier's skit series is now.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I
mean, I know that's where TC96's Undertale art is. Like Deviant art.
Yeah.
I know that Undertale on there.
Yeah. So what I was what I was mentioning was that so Markiplier made this sketch comedy series where he posted a different skit or whatever every single day, and then
Yes.
and then a year after he created the channel, he just deleted it and stuff to basically show to basically make an example of even when we say the internet always remembers something and stuff like that, we can still forget things really easily, and we should hold on to the memories that we have right now. Yeah. Anyways, I am going to get up quickly because I have to use the bathroom. I will be right back.
Thank you for the update, Pasta. It is very much appreciated. So, do you have a favorite a favorite comic by do you have a favorite comic artist in the Undertale Deltarune community?
Oh shit. This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be really
it could be top 5 or anything like that. You don't have to pick a favorite, but some favorites.
Okay, so I really enjoyed one of the first Undertale comics I ran into was Undertale, and that was a lot. That's fun reading. I had fun reading it. I'm not gonna get too deep on like how I'm only gonna say that I enjoyed like how it still ties in very well with like what happened after the game, so to speak, right? Like what happened after Undertale, minus the fact that Frisk found a way to get Asriel to come to the surface. But I think I liked Undertale a lot. It's a really cool. I like how dramatic it is. Now, as I gotten older, like I haven't gone into drama, but I still like that comic. It's so fun. It's funny. It's tense. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of scenes where I'm like, oh boy, Azra, you better run.
Yes.
But yeah, that's one of them. Another comic I really liked, and this is the second. I think this is the second one I ran into. Dogs of Future Past. I ran into I think like a I don't know like part. It was like near the end, I believe, but I think I was able to follow along when I watched Sans Comic TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was introduced to it too.
Because I was like, ooh, what's this? I want to find the original artist. And I did find the original artist, and then in time, I then found out about Paper Trail, which is going to be number 3. Now, this one I cherish a little bit because it began when I kind of just started reading it right after I graduated from middle school, and I was like, oh, I love this, it's cute. And I kind of was a part of like how it was like getting build up to it, so I was like, I like this a lot, you know. And it's very it's very close to me, so I guess that's why I like Paper Trail a lot. Other than that, I guess there were 2 that I read a little bit of, but I never really finished. There's is it called Hand Plates? I can't remember.
Yes.
There is a comic called Hand Plates.
I read a little bit of that, but I think at one point, like, I was busy with schoolwork and I forgot it. I'm so sorry to. I feel like it gets really interesting later on, but I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I don't know, like I have a feeling that people out there are like, how come you haven't finished it? I'm like, dude, I've been busy. I'm sorry.
It is
but,
long, to be fair.
I forgot the name of this comic, but let's just say that Frisk here, doesn't really go by they, them, they go by another pronoun, and I'm like, okay, you know? But I think it's where, Frisk keeps having these, like, weird, like, episodes of, like, this monster. I think it's called, like, I don't remember. I can't
Deeper
remember
Down?
at the time. I think it's, like, Sans has a cracked soul, like, it's almost, like, cracked or something. And I think it's with Flowey, Frisk. This features Flowey, Frisk, and Sans, and they're trying to run away from this monster that's trying to hunt Sans. But that's all I remember. I don't remember the title. Is it Deeper Down? Okay.
That might be it.
Yeah, but I read a little bit of that, and I used to be, like, hooked to it, but then I'm like, never mind. I don't know, like, I think that was when I started to not want DeviantArt anymore, so. But I think those are the few I could think of that I read that are Undertale and Delta related. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. There was one, like, kind of mini comic that you made. I'm not sure what the name of it is, or if you named it, like, at all. I'm just gonna call it Spelling Bee.
Ooh, yeah.
That one. What made you, or what gave you the inspiration to make that one?
Okay, so I did see someone make a drawing of Noelle freaking out over the spelling bee, and then it gave me an idea to, like, draw out, like, what could have happened, like, what kind of happened during the spelling bee, like, contest. And I looked back at like the cutscene where Birdley kind of talks about it, and it just made me a little curious to see like how like I don't know like what could have been, you know? So
Mhm.
I had to look at like how what the monsters kind of looked like in the flashback, and it looked like they had horns and like these really long ears, but it was really hard to like tell what it was. So I just made up a random character on the spot. Does this character have a name? No, I don't know. I'm just gonna call her Mrs. Monster because I don't know I don't know what she is.
Mrs. Monster,
But
distant relative of Monster Kid.
Oh, so we're
okay.
going with the Asgore way of naming things then? By the way, hi guys, I'm back.
Hello.
Wow.
We were talking about like because Demo asked about this little mini comic I made back in December,
Yeah.
called The Spelling Bee. Like it was just like the
Oh yeah,
Spelling
I've
Bee
seen that
mini
one.
comic, and it was just like I don't know. I saw another. I don't remember the artist out there, and if I don't remember the artist's name at the top of my mind, but at the top of my head, sorry. But I was like, oh, I kind of want to draw it out. A little side note, a little like something I want to say off the side of like this comic. But when I was working on the character designs, for Birdley's kid outfit, I may or may not have been inspired by Chicken Little's outfit.
Oh, okay, that's weird. That's weird, the design for that one.
I may or may not have, because I don't know. Birdley's been called Nugget Boy by Susie, and I'm like, oh, chicken. Let me look at Chicken Little's. Oh, that actually fits Birdley very well.
Oh, you're right. Now, yeah, I just looked up a picture of Chicken Little. His outfit does look like his.
But except the color of the T-shirt is different. It's not. It's the Chicken Little's T-shirt is green, but Birdley's is blue. So
yes, fits his color scheme more. I don't know why, but when you said that, I just had an image. I just like had something play out in my mind that was Birdley doing that vine of like the guy walking into the bathroom and like doing like recording in the mirror being like, for the last time, I do not look like Chicken Little. Chicken Little is a wuss.
Oh my god, it's just like, oh, I remember. It's just like, stop comparing me to Chicken Little. He's dumb and he's a coward. I am not a
coward. Yes. Exactly.
This just gave me another idea. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep that one to myself because that's I'm gonna add this to my idea list. So thanks for that.
The good old idea list. I know it very well.
Yeah, idea list that never ends.
By God, does it just keep getting longer and bigger?
Okay, yes, I know, Foster, I know.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's okay, Cupcake. I have that list too, and it also keeps getting longer and bigger.
Oh boy. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, this is a question more specifically geared towards like a couple different things you've drawn. So a couple you've made a couple pieces of fan art, I believe, from or based on Paper Trail.
Yes.
I think you answered this before, like how you found Paper Trail, but what inspired you to make like some of the fan art pieces for it that you made?
Oh, I guess it was just like I think the moments that I think the one of them I think was one of the fan arts I made is when we get I feel a little bit like a fool here, but what is the name of like all the Rouseys combined?
King of Hyperdark.
King of Hyperdark, yes. When King of Hyperdark hugged Chris, I was like, and like how it kind of, like the battle between them and eventually like the whole thing, I was like, I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know why, but I really want to draw that. I want to redraw it so badly. It looks so cool. You know? Well, it looks sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to draw that scene, and I'll say this. Drawing King of Hyperdark was something. Was an experience. Because it was like a whole collage of colors, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to get like a shimmer, like a glow effect, because, oh my god, it's like the King of Hyperdark is like almost a god of all the Rouse things. It's like, yes, I've come to heal the child.
Boys.
Like King of Hyperdark is like, yes, I gotta heal the child. Give me 1 second.
Must heal the child.
I think that was one Paper Chill fan art.
You also made the one with Noelle.
With
the
oh,
the
that's
one with her powers.
right. Yes. Okay. So I don't know why, but like, a part of me was like, I was like watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I thought, like, imagine Noelle getting all this power together, and then I drew her with like the glowing eyes, and I combined all the attacks, and it looked like a Winter Wonderland was about to attack the enemy. It's just like, okay, hope you enjoy walking into Winter Wonderland.
I remember there was another one. I think you posted it on Link's Griffin's server. I don't think you ever put it on Tumblr, but it was kind of a cute little drawing of like Noelle sitting on Nightmare Susie or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a cute drawing. Yeah. There've been a lot of like, what is it like? I just remember how like I was thinking, oh, it'd be cute. Like I don't know, like I thought of like Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I went there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna draw Nightmare Susie and Noelle just gazing up at the stars because I think that's cute. And little did I know, Lynx did draw a little special of Nightmare Susie and Noelle. And I'm like, oh. Well, goddamn.
You should put that on Tumblr at some point. If you still have the file.
I do, but it's really old art. It's like 2 years old. Well, that's not that old, but my art style has changed. My art style has changed so much, so I'm like, if I have the chance to redraw it, I will, but maybe I'll do it later this summer, so maybe I'll redraw it and post it, but
yeah,
for now, my old one will remain a mystery.
Ooh, mystery.
Ooh, mystery.
Oh,
we are dork scare. That's
scary. You're about to say something, Emma?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say one of the questions we have on here is based on the various like bits of art and fan art you put on your Tumblrs. It seems like you have a certain fixation on Susie X Noelle. Why is that?
Well, okay, so it started off as just like, like I think like I knew that Noelle speaks so obvious that she likes Susie, like she has it bad, and I mean really bad. But then, like, I don't know why, but, like, I kind of was like, you know what? I think Susie might like Noelle a little bit because she kind of thought, sometimes she'd think of, like, things of Noelle. I don't know, if it was just me, I just thought, like, it would be cute if, like, Susie and Noelle got together and I really liked the ship. But then, after Chapter 2 came out, ooh, it just increased.
Scene.
I was... I'm just gonna say something. I actually was working on a drawing of that moment, but I think I paused it because of school. That was originally gonna be posted on Valentine's Day, but school was like, nope, you got exams. Put that shit away.
Rude.
But school with their exams. You're actually like testing my abilities.
But I really like the ship because I really love lesbian ships. And, like, they're very nice, they're very sweet, and I don't know, like in time, like it kind of like, I think like Susie and Noelle kind of helped. This is a little, do I want to go there? Not really, but it kind of helped me understand like others a little bit, like what kind of things they were into, like romantically. So I was like, hey, so I was able to like be like, okay, I could catch someone like this, and I could like support, and I supported like lesbian relationships, like gay relationships, queer relationships, And I don't know, like I really liked queer relationships. I was like, I like this a lot, and knowing the fact that it might be canon is even better. So I kept drawing a lot of them.
I don't think that's really a question at this point after chapter 2. It's like, they ride on a heart-covered Ferris wheel together. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I don't know how much more, like, you can lay it out than that.
I mean, she choked out Birdley because Birdley said that he might have a crush on Susie, so...
Figured out Birdley's type. Figured out Birdley's type. He loves gamer girls, and now...
Birdley wants a hot gamer girl.
Nah, he wants a buff gamer girl, I'm sorry.
Buff gamer
girl. I mean, I am a fan of buff women myself, but...
There's a line Birdley says, I don't know how you, like, where... Actually, no, it's when he's, like, lying on the ground after you fight Queen.
I remember it. Just
where if you talk to him, he says the link line from the CDI Zelda game where he goes, "How about a kiss for luck?" or something like that. And it was literally quote for quote from the CDI Zelda game.
Oh my god! Can I get
the CDI Zelda games? How many people have gotten careers because of just how the internet was just like some just weirdo on YouTube in like 2005 and 6 was just like, these animations are pretty weird from these CDI games. I'm gonna make him into this. I'm gonna make him into this YouTube weird compilation called the YouTube Poop, and
oh my god.
Being back in the day, just stumbling across that as a youngin was interesting.
I guess, yeah, but since we're talking about Susie and Noelle, I think my first post was Susie and Noelle because I remember I was thinking of maybe making a Tumblr, and I remember Lynx and Demo were saying oh my god, you should post the art because your art's amazing, and I'm like, and then Lynx got an ask from somebody saying what is the recent part? The recent part was Susie having the nightmare of her turning into the Beast, and
the SCP monster.
Yes. And Susie having the nightmare of turning into this monster and eating Noelle. That could go in somebody's room. Okay, anyway, but I think after someone asked about that, is that related to Beastars? The first drawing was Susie and the drawing I made was Susie and Noelle in the Beastars universe, and I'm like, okay, since someone asked about that, I'm gonna post that one immediately. So I posted the drawing immediately, and then I kind of was hooked with drawing Susie and Noelle a little bit. So I don't know how many I made. I think it's almost all of them. I think it's almost all the things I posted.
Not all of them,
Susie,
but...
most of them, and it's a lot. It's a lot. The gayness is so much. And I don't mind.
Yeah, we still haven't even gotten to the big thing. This
God.
The big one.
Yeah, even the fan comic that you made.
Big shot.
Ooh.
The one where Noelle pulls a real big shot move.
A real epic.
It's be a big shot. Be a big okay.
Oh jeez, is seeing Noelle being corrupted by Spamton glasses is kind of one of the freakiest things I've seen in this fandom.
Oh,
Really?
the spam L thing.
Yeah, just what is that?
I still don't think anything can beat the what was it, the Susie Spamton hybrid thing. At one point we played Gartic Phone on this Lynx's Discord server at one point, and the prompt Lynx got was something like Susie and Spamton merge into a hybrid and approach Chris or something like that.
Oh my
The
god!
drawing was like terrifying.
I remember that.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh my god, please do. I think I was there for that Gartic a little bit.
Yeah, that was funny.
I don't know what I sound like on the other side. Do I sound like pixelated or just normal?
No, you
No,
sound
you sound
fine.
normal.
At least on my
Oh, okay.
end.
Oh, okay.
Well,
And that's the
your
end that
end is the only
matters,
one
because
that
that's the
matters.
end
Yeah,
that's actually getting
exactly.
recorded.
Here it is. I found it.
Oh boy.
I found the drawing here.
I'm
Okay.
Actually, shoot, hang on. I gotta
terrified.
download it first.
Oh my god.
Download. Okay.
I am both excited and terrified at the same time.
You should be.
Oh.
Good.
All right, here it is.
Pointy
no.
snoot. Very pointy snoot.
Very pointy snoot.
Uh,
The bow tie.
Ah yes. Spamzy gotta be like
Spamton.
gotta Spamton Susie Spamton. Spamzy. I don't know.
Suston. I don't know.
Sustin.
Sustin.
Suston.
No!
Sus.
No. Guys, my name's Justin, and this is my cousin Sustin.
Boy.
I'm just
probably-
the freaking Among Us music plays.
Boom, 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 boom.
I haven't actually played Among Us in like a year and a half now. Like, it was the big meme game for a
That's
bit.
everybody.
I haven't played it. All I see anymore about is just memes.
Oh yeah.
Meme.
I just remember making. This is something that I just made for just me and my other like friends. But I just made a comic of like betrayal. Like I got imposter and I murdered my friend. I did a betrayal.
I will always remember how. I always remember how freaking. Was it Goner Boy or was it me that just freaking just walked straight past Cupcake during one of our Among Us games, like that you played with subscribers?
I just looked at the chat and I'm like,
Dave from Two All Nighters is getting it on the Among Us memeing.
Thank you, Dave. Very cool. I don't remember if it was you or Goner, because the thing that I remember the most from that stream was Goner, like, it was Lunar just making Goner die inside from in the game of tag from going back and forth on the floating platform. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, I had good times with Among Us. I'm not gonna disregard that, but it's just the fact that I'm just like, I don't have any sort of reason to go back to it at all.
I don't have the drive for it anymore.
Actually, it's been a while since
Since
I've found a multiplayer game that I can just jump into without much need to think about it. The latest multiplayer game that I've been playing is Project Zomboid, which is this like survival zombie game, which I know sounds about as generic as saying it's a third person shooter with guns, but it's actually pretty good. For one, it's from an isometric point of view, so that makes at least one part of it different. And it is actually a good time to play with. I've been playing with my brother, my friend Zach, and it's been a good time. Even if I okay, so one of the other parts of the game is that it has a specific like healing system. Like you have to apply bandages and give food and eat food and stuff. Like it's not just simple like drink a potion and all that to restore your health. And another thing about this system is that when you get hurt, it actually tells you like where physically on your body did you get hurt. And one time, I caused my friend Zach to die because they accidentally stabbed him in the groin.
Oof.
What a way to go.
Yeah, I know. Just the whole rest of the time before he died was just like he was just telling me like you stabbed me in the groin. That's certainly one way to go out.
That's funny.
All right, so now it's the big one. So this is a question that like I think both Julia and I kind of have to answer. So what inspired the One Choice mini Deltarune / Paper Trail comic?
Well, okay, I'm gonna share my perspective and then I'm gonna let Demo share his. We were, I think it was me, Demo, and 2 other people. Well, was it 2 other or was it 1 person? I think it was like, one of them was like another friend that one of our other online friends, and like Demo was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing, and they're like, and we're both like, what are you talking about? And it's like, it was a scrap idea. I just read it and I'm like, it's so embarrassing. I'm like, read it. And I'm like, no, I don't. And we're both, and me and the other friend were like, read it. And he read it, and we were both, me and the other friend, were dying because 1, it was hilarious, and 2, this Demo was just, he was embarrassed, really embarrassed. He was almost like, he was almost like Noelle blushing a lot, but just embarrassed about it, about reading like the scrapped idea. But
you know that Susie sprite in chapter 2 where Noelle gives her the chalk gift, where she has like the like wide eyes and the big blushes, like that was an accurate representation.
Oh my god. But, what was it? Like, yeah, but then I was like, it's so funny that I kind of want to draw it out. And I wanted to get the big moment out of the way. And I remember I was, like, I was drawing the layout of it, and at first Demo looked really confused on what I was trying to draw out, but then he quickly got the picture together. I was like, oh my god, you are, no way. And I'm like, I am. No way, I am, And I was like, what? I was just like I was a bit young, and I just started drawing like that little comment. I was like, this is funny, I gotta draw it. And I did take a break on it for a bit because school was like a living nightmare.
That comic was in development for like over a year, I think.
Yeah,
it
was a while. It was on and off, but like I was very busy. But then I finished it, like, I would say last year. Yeah. And, I just remember that, when I finished it, like, even in the process, like, Lynx eventually found out about it. And Lynx was like, Demo, please share with me. and
well, of
he
course,
was
Lynx
like,
is super excited that any of her work gets fan art.
Like, I remember they were like, please, and Demo was like, all right, and he reads it, and Lynx enjoyed it. When it was finished, and I told Lynx that it was getting like you should like reblog it because it's like fan art and such. Already it would hit like 500 like likes and well, I guess you call them notes on Tumblr. But then as soon as like Lynx reblogged it, it hit like almost it hit like 1,000 like the next morning.
Man, your
And
phone
I
must
was
have been
like-
exploding.
I don't have Tumblr on my phone, but I did look at my computer and I just see 99 plus notifications.
Ah, yes.
So I was like, God damn. So I was
This
like,
sounds
man,
like
let's
Cupcake
like
when
it.
she posted that one thing where she actually made a snow papyrus.
Oh yeah, my snow papyrus.
What, in real life?
Yeah, in real life. Have you not seen that? Wait,
No,
gotta
I
find
haven't
it
seen
now.
that picture.
But I
Oh,
just
that's
remember,
great.
I think
It deserves all the likes it got.
Shush.
I just remember later, I think it was like I'm gonna say this. It was day 3 after it was posted. Like day 1 it was near like 500 notes already, then day 2 was like over 1,000. And then the third day I was just like I was in my computer science class, I was bored out of my mind. And I decided to go on my hotspot and look at Tumblr just to get some laughs. And then I see a message. There's a message option I looked into, and I thought it was someone asking for commissions. I didn't really had enough time to like sit down and do, but I did look. And one name I could have sworn I did see once back in 2019 for a comic dub. And I'm like, what? And I looked and it's like, hey, can I dub this comic please? And I'm like, wait a minute. And I looked up the name and I saw like I saw who it was. It was Quiz. I think they go by QuizzyQ. When I found out about
think is how you
Quizzy,
pronounce their name.
yes. And I was like, oh my god. And I think the teacher noticed I was freaking out about it because I think I said, hold on, I'm gonna go to the hallway. And I was just running around all over the hallway of pure excitement. And I just went back to the classroom and my friend was like, what happened? And I'm like, someone has to dub my comic. And I was very excited about it and I told Demo about it and he was like, no way. Yeah. And then he's like, what if, like, because there's a voice actor that me and Demo, like, think is, like, really good for Noelle. It was, like,
Cello Cheetah, or Cello Chiquita.
I think it's Cello Chiquita. And I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up there. I don't want to get my hopes up just yet. As soon as it came out, I recognized the voice, and I remember, like, I was just walking to class, and I almost just fell down. I almost, like, lost my balance. I was like, what? No way. No way. And I had to pause so that I can, like, be in my class, like, normally. Like, so I can, like, get through the class. I then go to my friends during my lunch, and I'm just, like, I was just, like, freaking out. I was like, oh my god, this is real. This is real. It actually happened. You know? But you know what? That's just a kid mindset of when your work gets noticed. Like, you know, when your work is like gets noticed by a voice actor. But I feel like if I were an adult and someone said that, I'd be like, oh damn, all right, you know. But you know,
that's
child mindset.
Link's reaction to stuff at this point. It's just like, yeah, you want to dub my comics or whatever? Yeah, sure, do what you want.
That's what she says on the outside, but
on the inside she's just like, yee, someone likes my story enough.
But yeah, I guess that's my side of the story. I think at time Demo was comfortable with like talking about it openly in the server. But then he was just he was the color of a tomato every time he mentioned it. I don't know if that's actually true or not. I don't know if that's actually.
It unfortunately was.
Unfortunately, wow. Okay, so I shared my side. What was your side like?
Okay, so this is going back probably like 2 years at this point or something, or maybe even longer. So I'll try to remember everything. So back when Paper Trail was like in the middle of being made, I don't remember exactly when, but I started getting various ideas for like a fanfic, and with time, I just kind of kept a little list on my phone. I just write down whatever pop into my head, and then several months like later on, I started getting a more clear picture of what I wanted to do with the fanfic and story and like the direction and everything. And so I gave it some more time, and then I went back and I looked through a bunch of the old ideas on my phone, and I came across one that when I wrote it down, I think what I was thinking was, you have this big stretch in the story where it's like really, really, really serious, and then it's like you need something to lighten the mood, but by the time I looked back at that idea and I knew what I wanted to do with the story, I was like, I had to do like a double take looking at it. I was like, wow, this is not fitting at all anymore with what the story has turned into. And I was like, I kind of couldn't believe I wrote it down looking back at it, but the idea was just like so silly and over the top that it was one of those things where I was like, I don't want to share it, but I feel like I kind of have to share it with someone. And what do you call it? At one point, when I was on a voice call on the Blinks Griffin server with a couple friends, Julio was on there also, and I shared the idea, and it was basically a thing involving what was it, Noelle healing Susie with like a sort of Sleeping Beauty like magical kiss, and it was so silly.
That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, and what happened was Julia was like, "Oh, that sounds really funny and cute. I might make a comic out of that." And then eventually, Julia did make a comic of it, and that idea is no longer in the story just because it's just not fitting. Like it's funny and like cute on its own, but it would not make sense where it originally was. Actually, kind of as a matter of fact, if/when I do get to writing the story out and I get to the part in the story where that idea originally was, it's probably going to be hilarious because it's like, I guess by comparison of how different it is now. It's something where it changed over time, just the direction and the ideas. But yeah, I'm happy, even though it was a scrapped idea in the original work, that it was able to live on in another form. And then yeah, it ended up also getting a voice dub of it.
Yeah, I think I was surprised that like Chela Chiquita dubbed as Noelle. I thought it was gonna be somebody else because like they're pretty well known. Like they're a pretty well known voice actor. So I was like, ain't no way, right? But somehow she made it. I'm like, oh my god, that's pretty cool,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Also, a little note I forgot to mention: the reason Julia's comic, the mini comic, looks like Paper Trail in terms of like the style and the what do you call it, like the shading and everything. It's because the idea originally was from a Paper Trail fanfic, and because of that, and I guess just because of like how the events were playing out when we were talking about things on the Skybox server, Julia ended up going with Paper Trail style for the comic.
I thought it would fit. I remember people did get confused at first if I was the one that made it. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not the one that created it. I'm not the one that created Paper Trail. You got the wrong person.
That's a huge compliment that you're just like, oh, you think my art's good enough that it was actually Lynx Griffin's, but no.
Haha, bamboozled.
But looking back at it, I'm like, that was a fun comic. That was a fun comic to make.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, the point in the story where that... Oh no, I was just say the point in my fanfic where that idea originally went from being this like silly, kind of over the top cute moment now to kind of a sad moment actually.
Okay.
Overall, but things just change with time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinx.
It would just kick us while we're down. Why don't? Yeah.
Hey, I never said that it was a happy story.
That is true.
Yay.
I don't need
Cupcake
I don't
just
need
like,
happiness or a happy
Cupcake
ending in
is
my
just
stories.
like, whatever.
I have dealt with
for as
my
sweet
own
as she
amount
is, just Cupcake is into, Cupcake's, like, actually likes, like, darker things, like, she watches, horror movies, and, like,
Same here.
and also, she watches horror movies and reads some dark, twisted stuff, and
You read like Stephen King?
Opposite.
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito?
Yes.
I'm not sure what
I
that
love
is.
how, like, I love how everybody, like, kind of went silent as soon as Demo asked, do either of you like Stephen King?
Well, here's the thing. I haven't read any Stephen King books at this point. I have had a couple recommended to me, but I haven't actually read them. I have watched Stephen King movies, however. I enjoy them. I enjoy them greatly.
God.
Same
I don't really touch it. I don't touch that. I don't touch the trap. I don't want to touch it. But I did. But the only time where I did touch the trap is when I was visiting Barnes and Noble, and I decided to take a little sneak peek in the scary books, the horror section, and I did see The Shining as the book, and I just read the first chapter and it looked really boring, so I skipped ahead to chapter 3. Just chapter 3 alone was really fucked up. It was just really fucked up.
The films based on Stephen King's books a lot of the time dumb down certain aspects of them because I don't think they can easily. So like some stuff is hard to adapt, but other things, I think it's better in a written form than it is visualized.
Yeah, but one thing that I was a little bit freaked out by was
magical multi-dimensional turtle. Everybody, that's the opposite of.
I just remember
the universe.
I just remember that I read it was this chapter where Daniel meets this like illusion. I think it's like a hallucination of this person. I don't remember his name. I don't remember this being's name, but at some point like this hallucination was yelling at Danny, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, and Danny was freaking out.
Yep.
And I remember at that chapter like I remember, like, the mom and the dad were like, where'd you find this stuff? It's just like, the name of the creature, I forgot the name. And if you guys know the name, that'll be really helpful. But it's just like, oh, this guy told me. And they're like, where is he? Right next to me. What? And I'm just like, that's just fucking creepy. You know?
Yeah, I like the Stanley Kubrick movie of The Shining, but it is quite different from the book.
I don't want to watch that movie. That movie is too much for me. I just remember when I saw the twin scene for the first time. I watched it at a terrible age, by the way. I was like 10 years old when I saw it. And I just saw Axe. I just saw Axe and blood and 2 dead girls, and then it just went back to normal. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's
a movie that, you know?
The Kubrick movie leaves like a lot up to the imagination.
Awesome.
I mean, when I was 10, I was watching those, like, you know those series where people, like, teams go out and try to hunt ghosts and, like, find, like, evidence of paranormal activity and, like, find Bigfoot and whatever. I was watching those when I was 10, okay?
Bruh.
I mean, I watched Ghost Adventures, with my sister a lot of the time, mainly because if you watch Ghost Adventures, it's not creepy in the slightest. It's more of a like kind of like it's like if a bunch of frat guys decided to make a ghost hunting show. That's the best way I can describe it.
I don't know. For me, it seems like I like horror movies and stuff, but it seems to me like horror movies themselves weren't really the things that when I was a younger like kid freaked me out. It was more so creepy
Yeah.
scenes or scary scenes in non-horror movies because like you don't expect it, you know, going into it.
If we're talking
Usually
about
they're
that,
like, yeah, they're like
Toy
so they
Story
stand
2,
out so much.
the
Oh yeah,
nightmare
the
scene,
garbage.
like early
Yeah.
on in the
that was
movie.
fun. That was fun.
Uh, that one didn't really freak me out. I don't think.
I've always had a fear of like falling and stuff ever since that one thing, just like.
Yeah, the whole thing actually with that scene where Woody like falls through the Ace of Spades. I want to say like that was metaphorical of like death or something, like the Ace of Spades or something like that. I don't remember, or like in tarot card reading or something. I can't remember.
No idea. I just know that it was visually pretty cool.
Well, it freaked the heck out of young me, so yeah.
Has any of you seen Return to Oz?
I've seen a couple of clips and stuff. Luckily, when I was older, because if I saw this movie when I was a kid, I would have just.
See, that's the type of stuff I was exposed to from an early age, so I'm kind of desensitized.
It's like that one SpongeBob meme. Like, Julia would be like the screaming SpongeBob. You would just be the bored SpongeBob.
What do you call it? I think everybody's had like when they were young, like at least one scene in some like book or film or something that creeped them out.
Yeah.
But it's kind of different for everyone.
Yep. I know I did. I just can't remember what it is at the moment.
With me, I remember it was Shelob from Lord of the Rings in The Return of the King. That freaked me out when I was a kid. That made me scared of spiders.
I remember. It was the stupid snake in the second Harry Potter movie. I hated that thing.
The basilisk?
Yeah, also
that looked cool.
Aragog.
Aragog? Aragog? That's weird. Aragog didn't scare me, but Shelob did. Maybe it was because Shelob in Lord of the Rings is much more like aggressive and much more like fast.
Yeah.
Also,
than Aragog
she doesn't talk. She's like feral or whatever.
Well,
I wasn't afraid of that spider.
I mean, when Bilbo puts the ring on in The Hobbit, he can hear the spiders talk, but Shelob is like a 6,000-year-old spawn of Ungoliant, which is like a demon spider or something in the backstory of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, some other movie scenes that freaked me out. So I was 5 years old, and my parents went to go see the latest Star Wars movie, which was Revenge of the Sith, and that scene where Anakin's on the like operating table and stuff when he's all burnt to a crisp and stuff, that just screwed with me.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Because I think that was like the first time I ever saw like a character like actually like in like real physical pain. Physical pain with it, with him convulsing and stuff on the operating table and stuff like that. And
then you watch Game of Thrones and it's like, okay.
Well, I was 18 when I originally started watching Game of Thrones.
It's like a 13-year difference there.
Yeah. Also with Game of Thrones, I was nice and at home and sitting on the couch and not in a dark, cold theater.
Makes
Cupcake,
sense.
you were trying to say something before?
I wanted to say that Lynx Griffin says in chat that I was freaked out at the abominable snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh,
I was
remember
too.
that.
I was too.
I was
I
too.
always thought he looked
I
kind of
was too.
goofy, but
Just like going, ah!
like when it was coming after them, it wasn't as bad, but just the part where it peeked over the mountain was like a part that I always had to hide behind a pillow when I watched it.
it's like the seal scene in Pingu.
Yes. Oh, that. Oh, that.
That was weird.
Uh,
Oh, Tevin Daniels asks, has Cupcake seen It? I've seen It.
I haven't seen the new one.
Hell
I
no.
saw the old one. Yes, I saw the old
I've seen both of
I
them.
saw part 1. I did not see part 2.
one.
Yeah, that's actually one of the few movies I think where I liked the remake more than I liked the original. Just because the
I
original I
liked
thought
it.
was like funny sometimes.
I hate it so much. I'm sorry, I don't like it at all. It's so scary. It's like so scary to me. Like, I think what scared me the most. I didn't even like watch the movie, but I saw the clip of like the very beginning of the film where Georgie just he dies. Dies. And I didn't like that scene. I saw it like I was just 12, and that shit's I acted like I was a 5-year-old, like freaking out, like I was just scared like a 5-year-old. I was like, ah, like fucking Kevin Hart style, just sees the creepy man from next door and just screams and runs away. I was that kid when I saw that scene. Like Kevin, what is his name?
Kevin McAllister.
Oh, that was
Home
I said
Alone.
Kevin Hart. I said Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I assumed you meant Kevin McAllister, but
Yeah, I am bad with names.
It's okay, I am too. I mean, any viewer of this show could probably just make a compilation of how many times I've just mispronounced people's names. If you made it a drinking
Take a
game,
shot
my
every
gosh,
time you
you'd
mispronounce
just be like
name.
underneath the table
Dead.
by the third podcast.
Die of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
We're getting kind of off track here, talking about horror movies.
We were on track to begin with. Wow, that's amazing for us.
I know.
We ran out of questions is the problem.
Can we make more up?
So what's your favorite ice cream, Julia? No.
That's not on topic.
As I said, what was your favorite scene in Deltarune? Like chapters 1 and 2?
Okay, well, chapter 2, you know what it is. The Ferris wheel scene. I love it. I love it
scene.
so much. Who could say no to two gals just on a Ferris wheel?
Just two gals being pals.
Just, Noelle having a gay panic, and Susie just trying her best.
Susie, too oblivious to notice.
Oh my god.
What should I do with this situation?
Like,
I wonder what. I wonder what.
Chris would do.
What Chris would do.
Eat moss,
point and hearts would come out.
Okay, maybe Chris wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I remember when I played the game for the first time, I picked Eat Moss.
I did
that
too,
is
but it
Chris would do.
doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Noelle missed her opportunity to kiss Susie in that scene. She
I
missed
really
her
hope something
opportunity.
I really hope something happens in chapter 3, because I don't know, they're gonna be all we know is that in the ending of chapter 2, it looks like that now the Susie and Chris are gonna be stuck in the dark world in Chris's house, and
Mhm.
obviously like Toriel is gonna be there. So Toriel's gonna be like,
I don't know about that one personally, but it does seem like the next Dark World will be at Chris's house.
but I don't know. Like it looks like that. Toriel might be a part of it because she was in like the same area as Chris was piercing the floor to make another fountain.
Mm-hmm. Chris just hit the gas line. What are you talking about?
Chris, no, that's the gas line.
It's like that scene in what was it, Christmas Vacation, where the uncle drops the cigarette near the contaminated sewer and then it blows up.
Oh yeah.
What?
That's so funny.
That is right, Lynx. We don't know all that's actually needed to enter the Dark World. We also don't know if adults can actually enter the Dark World or if it's just the young-minded.
The youngins.
Only the adolescents are allowed.
Yes.
No adults allowed. Get full blown kids next door up in here.
If you've gone through puberty, you can't go to the Dark World.
What do you call it? I still think Caddy and Jockington are the next people who might go to the Dark World.
That would be cool.
Boy.
I don't know how they would go there though, if it's at Chris's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember for a while it was like there was a thought that Undyne might possibly be with them in the Dark World because like Toriel called.
Toriel called Toriel called the police. That's right.
And Undyne was just gonna get caught up in that, like she was gonna be like, okay, time to investigate. What the heck is that? Oh my god.
And also, like, the door was open a crack or something, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
Oh yeah, wait. Wait. Imagine like if like when Undyne's trying to investigate, like Alpha's like, "Wait, Undyne, you're the one that gave me the box of chocolates, right?"
Well, actually, depending on what you do, no, because there's a mechanic like very few people know of where you can take the chocolate from Undyne and then you can go to the store and sell it back to Sans. And then Sans is like, "Oh wow, you're really doing this, huh? Okay."
Oh my god, I did not do that. I gave the chocolate to Alphys because Alphys is a sweet character.
And then
I would
also
not be mean to the nerd girl.
If you eat
Alphys
it, then
is a sweet public
Susie eats it
servant.
too.
She deserves the chocolates.
Literally, Susie and Chris are just having like a best friend moment. It's like, oh, we're stealing a box of chocolates? Fuck yeah, let's eat it.
I'm wondering if there might be something later in the game where you can like buy stuff in the light world and then it'll translate to some kind of an item in the dark world.
Like the chalk.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because like there's money in the light world because you can take like the money out of Azrael's drawer and then you can also like sell the chocolates and stuff. So
yep.
I'm wondering why would that be there in the game if there isn't some purpose to it later.
I like my theory that like how pencils and stuff become like swords and all that. That actual like deadly stuff like knives or guns actually become like freaking squirt guns or.
It's funny you bring that up because I had a take on that in my or I have a take on that in mind with my Paper Trail fanfic, but it's not quite like that. It's not that they would turn into like joke objects or whatever. It's that instead, I mean, it depends on what it is, but maybe something like that could actually turn into a darkener itself. I mean,
Yeah,
again, depends on what it is, but
I think I remember you saying something like that.
mm-hmm.
Link says maybe you can buy stuff at the festival. Ooh,
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, I do. I was about to say, I wonder what's going to be them. Like, Julia, there's probably going to be cotton candy.
Yeah. Well, I think there might be a like a callback to the Ferris wheel thing where Noelle and Susie might end up
Oh
going
my
on
god.
a Ferris wheel there together because Noelle mentions that they have a Ferris wheel in chapter 2. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something where, like, depending on what you do in the game prior to that, it'll either be like a cute, happy scene, or it'll be like kind of a somber, depressing scene.
Yeah.
You know, it's really weird that how with how there was the whole thing of like your choices don't matter. Your choices don't matter with Chris in chapter 1, but then we found the freaking Snowgrave route in chapter 2, and
I think it's.
and it's basically just like Chris's choices don't matter, but yours certainly do.
I don't know if it's that so much as what it's trying to get at is what ultimately might happen at the end of the game will be the same, but it's like, are you really satisfied with what you did? Is what what it's trying to go for.
Yeah, like it'll probably have the same ending no matter what you do, but there's different ways of how you get there. Add that to the bingo board. Add what to the bingo board, Tevin?
What specifically?
Hey, I wasn't talking about my story.
It was demo this time.
Oh.
Boy.
So, yeah, we've been going for about an hour.
Like
a
45 minutes.
bit over an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we can wrap this up if we really want to.
Alright. I mean,
I
it's up to you
mean,
guys.
my brain has been soup for the past half hour, so
Oh,
I
soup?
can't. Yes.
What flavor is it? No, wait, that sounds so what? That sounds so wrong.
Wait, what flavor soup? You mean what kind of soup?
Yeah.
Flavor soup.
Chicken
Sorry,
noodle.
It was
No.
my weird.
Duck noodle.
Sorry.
You have to stay with the theming, Cupcake. Jeez.
No, if my brain was
Snail
duck noodle
flavor.
soup, would it be a cannibal? I'm not eating my brain that's made of soup.
Duck soup.
No. Egg drop
That would be
soup.
cannibalism.
What?
His Cupcake's profile picture is a duck.
Because I am a duck.
Quack,
No,
quack.
not. That is a picture of me.
Yeah. Yes, as we know, Cupcake is a completely normal human being. She is not a duck that found a really good quack to English device and has just been covering this whole time as a human girl.
No, definitely not.
I guess we could.
Yeah.
I guess we could wrap it here.
Alright, anyways, so, yeah, thank you all for coming. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you, Julia, for coming onto the show. Thanks.
Yes.
No problem.
Thank you, Cupcake and Demo, as always.
Yeah.
And thanks
Yeah,
for
as
everyone
we
in
initially
chat
said,
who's been watching along, including Link's Griffin, who's great. And if you haven't checked out her Undertale work or Deltarune stuff, what the heck are you doing here? Go read that.
Seriously, go check out Lynx's work. Their work is amazing.
Yeah. Anyways, for what's in store for the podcast future, we actually have some sort of an idea on that. I believe next time we meet up, we're going to be talking to the creators of Undertale Yellow, which is this big Undertale fan game. If you guys don't know anything about it, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting because we need more. We need more people. We need more fan game people on here. We've focused a lot on comics and voice acting and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great night. Take care, and remember, stay determined.
Stay determined.
Determined.
Stay determined.